coming at you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Infinite Weekend podcast, obviously. I'm Josh, if you're your first time on here with us, and then I've got my co-host,
Zachary.
That's what I did last time, too.
That became like a joke now to where people, whenever people say my full name, because I mentioned that the only people that say my full name is ex-lovers and my mother.
Which was great because the way you said it.
So weird.
And then I was like, I think you didn't say pastors.
This is after you did it. Yeah, and then Josh that one time, right? Said Zachary.
Which I have never, ever called you that either.
No.
That whole thing was awkward. I'm not real sure why I did that. I get nervous on intro. I like doing the outro better than the intro.
Oh, yeah? Well, we can just keep...
I don't know
I'll just
why.
do the intro from now on.
Because I'll be like, hey, this is the show. Welcome. And I'm like...
Letters on the Minjay.
Like, it's almost like there's a group of people staring at me like, that was kind of shitty.
A lot of pressure.
Right.
Exactly.
Fuck.
You're not good at greetings. You're good at send-offs.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I'll even try to, sometimes I've practiced, like, before I come over, I'll, like, try to, like, okay, how can I do, and I've watched, like, intros for other podcasts. I'm like, that one's pretty clean, or that one's good, too. I'm like, let me figure that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'll try to mimic it, and I just crumble.
That's probably the reason why you suck.
It just crumbles.
You're thinking about it ahead of time.
I just crumble. And I'm like, next time I'm just going to be like, welcome to the show. Shit.
Dude, that was awesome. Do that. You know what I'm saying? We have a style to this show. It's not formal, so just fucking go for it. I don't think
most people are starting on episode 55. Even though viewership-wise, it seems to be people are joining in on the later episodes now.
Yeah, I think we have like so many. Now, I guess the number-wise now that you just kind of like jump in wherever. I mean, our highest viewed is the first one.
Oh,
a lot of people.
Shims on the road.
Shims on the road.
Shims on the road.
I think that's just natural. People listen to a middle episode or one of the latest one, then they go back and start from the beginning. So that's the reason why it's still.
Oh, let's take a moment and thank one of our favorite fans, Amy. She always wants. She says, "I never shout her out." This goes to Amy. You know who you are. I'm not going to throw your last name. She's our neighbor.
We just had soup together.
We just had soup. We broke bread and soup together. So she'll really appreciate that. I said, I've brought you before. No, you haven't. I said, I tell you what, I got you. I got you. She's a big fan.
She's in the running for biggest fan.
Her and Aaron both are big fans.
Right.
She is a big fan of the show. So that's my small plug for her. So
I have a personal biggest fan.
You do.
I do.
You certainly do.
Right. But Amy's definitely in the running for biggest fan.
We've actually broadened our
have a competition.
We've actually broadened our female audience quite a bit.
Didn't you say it's like 30% or 37%? It was
28%. I think
which is higher than I thought.
I think it's up. I think chicks are digging it.
I figured our demographic would be like 95% male, but
it's not.
It's pretty good. Over a quarter female. That's pretty good.
I think they enjoy it because they probably prove their point. Like, all men are disgusting. Like,
that's probably it.
Yeah,
they're just doing research.
Spying on the enemy.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they'll turn around to their husbands and boyfriends and be like, is this what you really think too?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Is this your little therapy session? Like, yeah, it is.
Listen to this and tell me what you think.
Sit around and talk shit about gross women. How if they'd be cool if they were hotter.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We're
bad influence.
What's funny is I won't mention where he works, but Jabe got a new gig. He's doing he sent us that picture of him.
Oh yeah,
which looks great.
Made that whole thing.
The whole thing's great. So I called him.
Display.
I called him. He was in Texas. So I called him. I said, how's it going? Just checking in. He was like, oh man, it's good and everything's great. He said, but I said, there was probably some pretty gnarly booths out there. He said, oh yeah. He said, it's amazing to see how these companies will put so much money in it and then use their most attractive female employees. I said, yeah, but what do we say, Jacob? He said, according to your show, attractive people make everything better.
They do.
Said, and it works. I said, because for one, it's cheaper than a commercial and it's interactive. So yeah, why wouldn't you? We've been to those trade shows before too.
100%.
Of course, that's what you want.
Oh yeah.
You want to, you're going to attract in more clientele if you have even a semi-attractive employee, man or woman, to bring folks in.
Yeah. If you had attractive people in general around your booth, people are at the very least not going to avoid your booth.
That's correct.
They're going to gravitate toward it more than likely. But if you have a fucking 300-pound blue-haired, you're not sure what the gender is, thing there, then you're going to be like, ugh.
Yeah, you're like,
You're going to look at it from afar.
even if they're selling
'cause it's funny.
Ferraris, you're like,
But, right.
you're like,
Right.
actually, it's free, and you're like,
Yeah, no, thanks. Right.
Mario,
Like they're like, yeah, they could be passing out gold bars, and you're like,
maybe not this
thanks,
time. I'll catch you.
thanks.
I'll
Yeah.
catch you when I come back
I'm
around.
gonna make a lap. I'm gonna come back around.
I'm actually going home.
Right. If you're still here, then I'll get one of those gold bars. Right. But not right now.
Yeah, I will say though, when you start, what's nice about our podcast, obviously, but podcasting is because I went to the tattoo shop. What day was that? When Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I went and got a tattoo art. Shout out to Kyle. He hooked me up. He's an apprentice there. He does a great job. He was asking how the show was going and stuff, and other people like would hear me talking about it and like, oh, that's really like they're super intrigued by it. But that's when I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and then he.
Have our cards come in yet?
Oh yeah, I got them. They're in my truck.
Okay.
Sorry. They turned out great. I think
I'll walk back over and get some more.
I think what I'm going to do is get a different paper. Like they're sturdy enough.
Different card stock?
Different card stock. Yes, sir. A different card stock. And I think I will, after I go through these, I'll probably put an Instagram tag on there. Maybe. I like the way they turned out, especially the colors and like the logo all looks great. QR code is perfectly big enough just to pop and go. So I like the idea that you can be
I like to pop and go.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking when I made it. Is for you. But like, my thought was like, hey, do you listen to podcasts? Well, yeah. Well, here, take mine. Or like, because people ask, like, where are you at? Well, I'm on everything. What do you want?
Yeah.
Where do you want? So they can just instantly, and it turned out great. It's cool.
So that's the reason I was saying that is that put the socials on there. That way somebody could, if they, could start following us on social media too. But we do want to funnel everything to.
I did Spotify because that seems to be it's a little easier to. I know everybody seems to just like Spotify. Most of our downloads are from Spotify,
true.
So I just went with the bigger of the two. But yes, they did come in. They look great.
Sweet.
We need to put your decal on the truck too.
Start passing them out, leaving around. Yeah, I need to do that.
Yep.
Let's do that tomorrow. I've got to go somewhere at just by 3. But
just call me.
I'll pop over sometime tomorrow and we'll knock that out. Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, I was at a festival today and talking about passing like cards out. And
did you get some for your new spot? For your new position, did you get some cards?
Maybe? Oh yeah,
I got cards. Who'd you go? Did you do Vistaprint?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I helped design them. It's pretty legit. It's good cards. So add that to the resume. No, we had like a festival thing, so I was sitting in the booth, and I didn't really. Since I'm like a manager and I'm like it's only a few of us in that department, I feel kind of obligated to go to a lot of them, right?
Well, of course.
To a lot of these public facing events. And so anyway, I was sitting there and some dude walked by and he was passing out like something, like little small leaflets or something. And he passed it out and I was like, okay, thanks, appreciate it. And I looked at it and it was like it looked like it was like natural disasters at the highest they've ever been. Political unrest across the world. Like it was like, and it looked like, oh my God, this dude passing out his like conspiracy theory, like newsletter, like this is his like manifesto. Like what the fuck is this? And so like I'll like open it up and finally get to the back and it's like Corinthians 4:18 and like and I was like, God damn it, it's a fucking gospel tract. Really, I was psyched. I was about to be reading like some crazy conspiracy.
You need to come on our show,
guy. Yeah, exactly. But no, it was like a catch thing to whatever for reading gospel stuff. So they get pretty clever.
Let me ask you this. This is way off topic.
My dad used to pass those shits around. He used to leave those in like bathrooms and stuff. The gospel tracts.
Well, it's thoughtful of him. He's just doing his mission work.
Oh yeah, little comic books.
Let me ask you this because I was around Amy and them last night. They had some friends over too. And I have FOMO, so I'm not going to pass up. We got home late last night and all this.
Oh yeah, if you see like 3 or more people, you're like, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
Jumped the fence and I was 100%. Over there, dude. What's going on?
Right.
So I'd come over there and I was like, we were talking about Elon Musk and aliens and stuff. I said, yeah. I said Elon wants to terraform Mars really bad. Like when they were like, I got this deadpan stare, and they're like, all just nothing. I was like
you pulled your cock out,
and they were like, "What? I don't know what terraform means." I was like, before y'all know what terraform means? Am I the only fucking loser right here doesn't know? I was like, I had to explain it. I'm like, so I told Kyle, I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And I'm like, all right. So I had to explain what it was. And I thought that was a common, you know what that means? 100%. I think it's because You got to be a sci-fi movie guy to understand that. I thought that everyone knew what that was.
I think so. I mean,
clearly they have not seen an alien movie where the aliens are trying to terraform the planet for their species. And I
yeah,
was like,
right. Right. I don't think the word terraform popped up in the Notebook.
It didn't.
So unless you watch like sci-fi movies, you're never going to know what that fucking word. Like nobody is bringing that word up in common parlance. You know.
Well, we were talking about aliens and like Bigfoot and stuff, like what we believe, and I was just like, well, I said that, dude, that whistleblower was talking about that the government has, biological material and aliens on stuff, and I said, but I said, first off, your religious community would freak out if it really came to light.
Have you seen the new aliens?
Yeah, the ones that are like 3,800 years old, like the dried up ones.
They look like paper mache.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are fake.
100%.
Those look stupid.
They are fake as shit.
Those look awful.
Yeah.
You couldn't do any better than that. Yeah. It looks like a claymation, like someone's like,
right,
like you just painted each other. It's stupid. And one of them's like, and they're in the perfect laying position. Like both are. I'm like, they're both symmetrical, and their faces look dumb as shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying it.
There's a meme account that I follow. It's really funny. It's he's got a couple different ones. It started off as white people humor.
Oh, okay.
And then now it's Florida man. So it's hilarious. But every like holiday season, he talks about he makes these like series of different jokes about putting things in his ass. So like whenever it's Halloween, he talks about shoving pumpkins up his ass.
Damn.
So he showed the aliens
first, or I didn't know.
Yeah, that's actually one of the jokes sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But the aliens, the thing is when they did like the X-ray scans, they showed they had like 3 eggs. One of them had like eggs or something like that, like still in his body. And then he posted that, and made a joke. He's like, look at this shit. It's like one of the aliens, as they were crashing, this alien thought that it would be a good idea to shove 3 eggs up its ass. So I'm like, first of all, those aliens are all mummified or whatever. Those eggs would not be left. So it doesn't make any sense. And then also there's like some sort of like crossbar on its like have you seen the X-rays of the aliens, supposed aliens in Mexico? Have you seen those? Yeah, so they do an X-ray and that's where you can see like 3 eggs. But it's like, what are those eggs fucking made out of?
Why
they show up on the X-ray?
Why there's only 3 of them?
There's only 3 of them, right? Right. It's odd.
It's a real threes company.
Yeah, and also it's got the 3 eggs, but the shape of the alien is not changed, so it's not like it doesn't have like a protruding stomach or anything like that where it would have eggs. That doesn't make any sense. And then you can see like this like crossbar going across its shoulders. From shoulder to shoulder, like
it's for durability,
like a collarbone, right? And I'm like, but they never explain like what the fuck is that? Like it this looks stupid as shit. Looks like somebody made them.
I just kind of wish sometimes that the government would just come forward and be like, we have them, and guess what? You still got to go to work tomorrow,
right?
Like that's what I told friends last night. I was like, even when they come on, they're like, yeah, we got a ship, we got a couple bodies. To be honest, we don't really know what the fuck they are. We've been studying for like 60 years and have no idea what the fuck's happening. But sorry, we lied because y'all can't handle it.
And they open that box. When they open that box, I noticed it's like it's not very like if you actually had like mummified remains of aliens, it would be like in a like more scientific looking box. I don't know how to describe it.
That was like an old soapbox derby car.
Right. It was like a a wooden box, and it had like satin lining, like it was a casket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like they knew them.
Right.
Like personally.
Right. And then when you look at it, like it's got the alien and it's, quote, mummified, but it's also got like, it's all dusty and there's like a layer of dirt underneath it, like a bedding. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
Here it is. Let me look at this shit.
It looks like moon dust or some shit. Yeah, it just looks stupid.
It's probably somebody's grandmother.
I like how their faces look like they sucked on a lemon or whatever.
Yeah, like
it looks really. That's another thing that account said that someone, as soon as someone saw the pictures, someone asked, "Wait, can the mouth open any wider?"
So I got 3 fingers.
Yeah,
Trying to let it load up. It's slow as shit.
They got like 20 ribs or some shit.
Come on, man! Like what?
They look dumb.
It looks like it's smiling, like grinning a little bit.
Yeah.
So it says here, it's not related to any unknown earthly species. No kidding. Yeah, is that what they were in? That's like Egyptian cotton sheets. That's a TJ Maxx sheet.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Target special.
Oh, look how small they are. Come on, man.
Yeah, how tiny they are.
What are they going to pilot?
They look like little puppets.
It's just like it's like the movie Puppet Master. And what is that sand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody
Like laying
made
in a
that.
bed of sand.
Look,
100%.
look at this guy. He's got like weird sexual paintings of them in the background. Come on. How are you a UFO enthusiast if you can't even really, you've never even seen one?
Yeah, dude. That, and they had like this whole, see, like, look at this. This picture looks just fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah, and like it's like he's presenting an Antiques Roadshow.
yeah, that's exactly
someone's
right.
gonna
Yeah.
pop out
This
with
is
a
an
stick,
excellent
like,
piece.
I'm really glad you brought this in today. What do you think it's worth? And they're like, I don't know. I paid $10 for them at a garage sale. And then like, good news is at auction today, I would probably estimate their value at $22,000 a piece.
Right.
And then with inflation, of course, it's going to be like 25. But yeah, that doesn't even, like, I would be embarrassed to present it like that.
Yeah, 100%.
That guy's not even wearing a tie. Like, so we can't, I mean, how serious can we really take you?
So apparently,
Who do they present that to?
Apparently, this is like Mexico. I think is going through a period of like political unrest or something like that. So like, the government sucks ass, and so this is like a distraction thing that they're like trying to get the focus on these paper mache aliens instead of like whatever's happening in the government.
You know, we were talking about,
Which sounds about right. It sounds like some shit we do.
you know, we were talking about Shane Gillis before we went live.
Looks like Joe Biden.
We were talking about, he might be the third missing link is him.
Right.
You know, we were talking about comedian Shane Gillis before we started recording.
Yeah.
I was listening to comedians on Pandora the other day, just they go through different ones. But Andrew Schultz came on, he was talking about the pyramids. Have you heard that bit?
Mm-mm.
He talked about how, like, he says, people are always questioning, like, Egypt building the pyramids. He's like, but in 4,000 years, y'all ain't built shit since.
Right.
Like, nothing. You haven't built anything.
Yeah.
He said, we know who built that. It was the Jews. Or they were at least contracted.
Right.
And then he was like, but down in Mexico, we know who built those pyramids.
Yeah.
Nobody questions that.
No.
He said, the Mexicans built it. That whole shit, I was dying,
I know that
dude.
bit. Yeah.
It's so funny. But then, of course, got me thinking, like, there may be some accuracy to that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. But the other thing that, like, I said this, I think, before, but we don't make wonders anymore.
No.
I mean,
that new Saudi
some
Arabian
stuff,
wall.
like, that's cool. Look,
Dude.
I don't care that it's that it's being made in like a theocratic country that like throws gays off of buildings or whatever, but because that's fucking cool.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like Saudi. I think so. No, that's Iran. Iran does that, not Saudi Arabia. My bad, Saudis. Don't come for me.
We'll be safe.
Keep the oil flowing.
You're not gay. They're going to throw you off over. They'll just chop your head
Well,
off.
you know, right, exactly. Right. But it's a dictatorship essentially, right? It's a monarchy.
Have you seen the blueprints of that thing?
Yeah, it's fucking cool. That's what I'm
nuts.
saying. Is like, why is it that? I mean, it's because they have so much fucking money. Is a real
It's a
reason
$1 trillion
why.
project.
But like, they're making something that's like cool.
It's amazing.
That's fucking cool.
It's amazing.
You know, I don't care how much money it costs.
It's like
it costs
that-
like a bit, like $1 trillion.
It's like that movie Elysium.
Right.
Like it's the rich and powerful,
Right.
but it's for everybody.
But it's like, that is cool. And I'm like, if they pull that off and that's there, like that's something that if they maintain it, like that's a
another
wonder of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Jinx
We don't
from
make
Minnesota.
wonders anymore. So I'm all for it. But so the reason why I brought this up in the context of the Egypt is because like the pyramids took generations to make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they popped it up in 20 years. You know, it took generations to make.
Yeah.
And so we just don't have that level of, you know,
I don't have the patience.
we
to
don't have the
build
patience for that
build a
anymore as a
pyramid.
people, right? We don't. We also don't have the shared common vision to do that.
Oh no,
You know
we
what?
can't agree
Can't
on
agree.
what we are. We're not going to build shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No thanks.
Yeah, so maybe we should be pioneers in this space. We need to have a shared common vision to where over generations we're going to make a giant shaft in the desert or something.
And then put our podcast logo on it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good idea.
So we'll work on it as long as we're alive, and then future generations will have to take up the mantle to finish the shaft. And it's going to be I don't know, what's the tallest building? The Burj Khalifa, I think, is the tallest building in the world, right?
I don't know what that is.
It's in Dubai.
I know Wiz Khalifa.
Close.
I don't know the building.
I can't spell. You've seen it before.
I'm kind of retarded.
Boom, that.
No, I've never seen that building before.
What? This was in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Is that in Dubai?
Yeah.
Or Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
Is that the bathing suit shot
in
scene
Dubai.
in that movie?
Huh?
Was that the bathing suit
Yeah.
shot in that movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was even buildings.
Yeah, bro. You need to start learning your buildings. Is all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
We'll see how tall this bitch is. But what if we made like a shaft that was taller than
Does
that?
Scott know about that building?
Probably
The tallest one in Abu Dhabi?
I mean, he knows the third tallest in Mississippi, so he should know the tallest one in the world. That's should be an easy one. Damn, Steve, chill the fuck out.
Dude, that's freaks me out for a minute.
I wonder if we can hear people can hear him on the podcast in the background. Probably not. These mics cut out a lot of when we're reacting to my cat Steve. Just let out like a guttural meow, and they're like, "The fuck."
They can hear it.
They probably can't hear it. Actually, sometimes what it is I'll like be chilling on the couch watching TV or something, and he'll do that, and then he'll start banging on the back door.
Nope.
And I'm like, right, that's
Nope.
my reaction.
I'm not getting
like,
up.
Nope.
If I don't get up, I can't see it.
Exactly. I close my eyes. I be really still. Put the covers over my head. Right.
That shit freaks me
Yeah, 100%.
I just got chills thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So because he sees something.
When was the last time that you were like, got the shit scared out of you?
It was that. So
Okay.
that was the last time. So when he did that for the first time, I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck is that? And so I kind of like gingerly walk out there, like peek around the corner, like, Steve, you good, bro? What's up? And as soon as I like peek around and and I see him, he turns and looks at me, and then there's a figure that flies off into the darkness from the door, right?
Nope.
And I realized what it was. It was another cat. There's another stray cat
I don't
out there.
care what it was.
And it came up to the door because the light's on it, whatever. And Steve's, got it, he's sniffing in the mirror.
Gosh,
and
man.
so it got too close to the door, and he smacked at it, like, get the fuck back. And that's what he was doing. But that freaked me out. As soon as that happened, of course, I jumped and I walked back to the other room very briskly, and I was just like, oh nope, I'm not, nope.
Dude,
But then my brain was able to process, like, what the fuck was that? Oh, it's another cat.
There's so awkward. Like, I'm always like a situation, like, where I'll be like, what if? I do the what if in my head a lot. Like, there's times because we watch so many films and stuff. You and I talk about it all the time. But I'll be like in my hallway, in my house, and the lights are out. And I'm like, what if? Like, this is the perfect scene to where it goes quiet, and all of a sudden you just hear,
Dude,
and it gets loud, like and then and I can't see what it is. That entire
it's going
thing
in higher in
scares
pace,
the shit,
and it's
out of
getting
my soul.
louder, and the pace
Yes.
is faster.
But you don't know. I used
to have a nightmare about that. I used to have a recurring nightmare of that.
It is the worst. That's the worst.
Yeah.
And it will. It's terrifying.
Yeah, dude. I used to have like waking nightmares of that.
Like, or I'll be
when you're like half asleep.
Yeah. Or I'll be.
That would happen in my head.
And right now we talked about this yesterday. It was Amy and I were talking about it I was there by outside, and I was like, we have a neighbor behind us that's an elderly lady. Mm-hmm. She's very thin, like very frail, like, and old. She means well, but all I picture is like I would be in a picture. That's every time I'll be at the window at the bathroom or at the kitchen, and it overlooks our backyard, of course, and you can see them. And I'm like, I told her, I said, have y'all ever had the thought that like it'd be late one night, you're like getting a glass of water or whatever, you look out the window, all of a sudden she like peeks around in her backyard, and then she jumps the fence like a spider.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And like, I immediately think, oh, this is it. Like, I've been training for this. Like, this is my time to shine. But I told her, and she was like, I think about that every time I see her.
Yeah, dude.
And of course, like, Aaron and them were like, y'all are fucking nuts. Like, I've never thought, I said, dude, I'm telling you, all I picture is like that, and then scurrying up the fucking tree or jumping over my shed.
What was that fucking movie where the grandma like walked past the doorway like all like naked?
It, chapter 2.
It, chapter 2.
No, it's.
It's. Yes.
Oh, dude, that was, you and I saw that
part
in theaters.
when she did that.
She comes creeping by and kind of like weird.
Yeah.
Well, then she's naked.
Naked the second time. You're like,
And then she's like, all
Something's
of a
wrong with
sudden
her.
you hear the feet. And
yes.
that
She
ghoulish
turns around. Yeah.
titty creature bops out. Dude. Gosh.
That was a good one too. Yeah.
The Conjuring.
And then the first episode of The Last of Us. Do you remember that? If you watched,
I watched a couple, and then I got bored with the show. But I've watched the first.
The first one. Remember whenever the girl, she was sitting in the kitchen doing something, or whatever, and the old lady that she was visiting, she's like catatonic. Mostly she doesn't speak or whatever. But she was one of the first that was infected, and you can see in the background like her mouth opening up, and she's like,
all those little things.
Little things are coming out of her mouth or whatever. That was really freaky too.
What was the movie with? I think Jennifer Carpenter's in it, and they're quarantining that house, and then she survives to the end. And
Quarantine.
Was that what it was? We saw that in theaters. That movie was fucked up too.
Yeah, it was an apartment building. It was multiple levels or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll never
Quarantine.
forget they went to the first room. That girl, that old lady was gargling. It was all quiet in the theater. Everybody was freaked out. Garrett's next to me leans in and says, "She's diabetic." I was like, "Fuck, thanks, man." Yeah, dude. That movie was fucked up. That was a good one. That's when she got upstairs and like that dude was like in a diaper and killing her. Nope.
No.
I don't get. I love scary movies.
Oh yeah, I know.
We saw The Conjuring, and I grabbed you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The crazy, like there was a lot of jump scares in that one, but the one that got you the most was the fucking ghost on top of the
nighty
wardrobe, and she jumped down.
Jumped down. I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was like she was jumping out you
at me.
Right.
Yeah. And they always wear the dirtiest clothes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that movie was good.
So I was which I was listening to Rogan had the Matt Rife on, and they were talking about ghosts. And he brought up a good observation. They were basically asking each other like, "Do you believe in ghosts, or what do you think your theory is on ghosts, or whatever?"
Yeah, because Joe asked me if he had ever been like with a poltergeist.
Right. But he brought up a good point I never thought of before. It's like there's never any ghost sightings during the day. Mm-mm. It's always at night.
Right.
Which, I mean, that gives away, the fact that I'd say the vast majority of ghost sightings are your eyes playing tricks on you because it's dark.
Well, he also brings up the point where he was like, you hype yourself up so much
like
that if you're going to a haunted house, right, like you're going to be more receptive of things happening and like be more like on your adrenaline's going to be up. So you're going to be more susceptible to like seeing things that might not really be there, or you're going
to interpret it a certain way because you're looking for it.
Right. So I get it. And he did, that was a good point that he brought up, but he did say that he's obsessed with doing it. So he's a cool guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I kind of thought about that, and I was like, what do I actually think about ghosts? Like, do you think ghosts are actually real?
Man, I've never seen one. I've heard stuff like that, but I've never seen anything to where I'd be like,
me neither.
Yeah, it's probably a spirit. Like I've watched the show, and you hear eerie things, but like I've never been in a haunted house. I've been in uncomfortable situations, like scary moments where I'm like, this is awful, and if something jumps out, I'm going to scream. But like and I've had friends tell me they've seen ghosts. Like they've seen loved ones. They've seen like chairs rocked by themselves. Like it would take something like for me to see some shit like that, or actually see an entity of some kind walk by, and then I would shut down physically. Like I would physically shut down and probably have a heart attack of just fear.
Yeah, I don't think
as far as someone coming to visit me, like I don't
think they're like dead people. I don't think dead people turn into ghosts. Basically,
yeah, because like the early takes was like they're stuck in limbo.
Right,
like
whatever.
They won't like if you watch Poltergeist, they won't move on. They can't find the light.
Right.
But I didn't have like a dwarf lady coming to my house and showing me the way.
I don't. I think vast majority of them are illusions, or your mind and eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever. I don't think that people, certain people when they die, like that they turn into ghosts because they're like unfinished business or whatever the fuck. That just that doesn't make any sense.
Mine would be just to torture my wife.
And also, here's another reason why I think that it's probably bullshit. Is like there's been a lot of people that have died recently, and all the ghost stories you always hear, they're always in like a fucking nightgown or whatever. Like you never see anybody that's in a fucking 3-piece suit, or they're wearing like a hoodie. Well, there's some gym shorts.
There's no ghosts. There's no
that.
Modern ghosts.
No,
everybody's like from the 1700s.
Exactly.
It's like there was a certain cutoff for like we're going to try this ghost thing for like 100 years,
right?
And then we're going to stop,
right?
Like, I don't think it's good anymore.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as they came out with the Snuggie, no more ghosts.
No more ghosts.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense.
Or the wraps up guys. Sorry.
Right. Exactly.
It's like I'm still amazed that television show about Bigfoot is still airs and someone is still funding that show.
Yeah.
And there's never been a sighting.
Never been a sighting.
Literally, they're wrong entirely. They've never proven anything. And they're like, we're going to keep going for another season and see if we can crack the case.
Yeah. If I was to say, if a ghost sighting was real and like you could see what it was, and sometimes they show on those ghost hunters or whatever, like there's like the infrared camera, and then like it gets cold or hot, and you can see like a figure or whatever in the infrared.
Move an inch. Like,
well, here's my thing: is like if that's an actual thing, like you can see stuff like that, and it's documentable, like you can actually measure it scientifically. I would say if ghosts were quote unquote real, the most likely outcome, the most likely scenario to justify for them being real is that they're probably I don't know how to say it in another dimension, and it's like our two dimensions are like touching each other. It's like really close,
and there's certain spots,
and there's it just every once in a while it like thins out somewhere. Right?
That'd be cool.
Thins out in certain spots.
That's actually creepier than
right. It thins out in little certain spots, and then we end up seeing or detecting some things a little bit that are not from our dimension, spilling in a little bit. So I would say if is what if ghosts are real, that's probably what it is something that is outside of our perceptible dimension that we're perceiving
it's very
in our
Stephen King
dimension.
of you.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's what I say.
Okay.
So that would be my guess. That's a very scientific kind of like dirty take on what.
Well, they're
ghosts are.
terraforming,
right?
The ghosts are trying to terraform our world.
Exactly. But I don't know. At the same time, the horror stuff that always gets me the most is the ones that are the possession stuff.
I
think that's probably more real than like a specter, than someone being taken over by an evil or being taken over by an entity. And when I say entity, I don't mean like a fucking winged demon or whatever. But I mean sometimes people do kind of get taken over by a mindset. Mm-hmm. They get like lost in their thoughts, and they kind of get taken over by an idea. You know what I mean? And they obsess over it over and over and over again.
It's a different form of possession, not
Hollywood-like possession. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, explain serial killers to me. How does somebody I'm sure psychologists could probably explain this to me, but how does somebody that goes through like a rough childhood, they were beaten or abused or whatever like that, not every single person that was beaten and abused as a kid turns out to be a serial killer, right? Only certain ones do. So what is that happens there? What's the trigger? And is it some sort of, so that's what I mean. It's like, is that something happens to where their mind just, I think, obsesses over a very heinous act that happened to them, and they dwell in it, and they feed it, and it just, it takes them over very much like a possession. I mean, people that are like, Ted Bundy fucking killing people and eating them and shit, like that's fucking crazy.
Well,
to me, if there was somebody that would be like possessed,
Dahmer was having sex with dead bodies,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like that's possession level. Like you've been taken over by something that nobody can understand.
Yeah, that
seems otherworldly. You know what I mean? That to me makes most sense for like possession.
Yeah, those movies, the horror, that genre is terrifying. Mm-hmm. That's a uncomfortable one at best.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you watch The Pope's Exorcist?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
you need to watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll watch it.
Great.
I heard it. Actually, I should. We talked about that about some scary movies a few episodes ago or whatever, and that was I needed to watch that one. That was
good. I enjoyed it.
I heard that. Here's a thought. The Nun 2 apparently came out and it bombed or whatever.
Yes,
which
it did.
Justified. Apparently, it was terrible.
It was.
And I didn't realize this, but I think you told me this. I just had forgotten about it because it's forgettable because they need to stop doing this. The Nun and the Nun 2 and The Conjuring and Annabelle are all in the shared universe, and they're creating these like shared universe.
There's a timeline you can watch.
Correct. Right. Not every movie needs to be. They don't need to make everything part of a shared universe. Some things just need to be their own thing.
Well, he did really great with the beginning, of course.
So apparently that was a problem with this Nun 2 is like they would make callbacks to other movies that people hadn't seen because they didn't. Unless you're like paying attention, who the fuck knows that the Nun is part of The Conjuring, part of Annabelle?
They've all came out before, so
yeah. Who knows that? Because they also don't advertise it as a shared universe.
Yeah,
they're just kind of
they should have
marketed as individual movies. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like the shared universe thing is like since Marvel did it, now fucking everybody's got to do it, and I feel like you got to stop doing that.
I knew going into just because I'm a James Wan fan. Like I've
Yeah.
seen all of them, but yeah, I just heard it bombed just because the story was poorly written.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
no,
already The Nun was fun. He does good horror movies. That universe is cool, but
yeah. I just don't know
even
if
the first
it
Nun
needs to be a
wasn't
shared
great.
universe. You know what I mean?
yeah, Conjuring 2 is when they introduced that Volok, that actual demon, for the first time. But it was the one like behind the curtain the entire time.
But but it's like that's a shared universe that has like it's like 9 movies in it. Like, that's too much.
It's
Especially for a horror genre
they
that
do,
no one really knows. I mean, like but you're like one of like every 100,000 to fucking know that. You know what I mean?
they've made until that one they've done really well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, no doubt. But even the layman knows Marvel's in a shared universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Average people know that. I don't think they would know that fucking Conjuring and the Nun are in the same universe. That's the reason I think it's kind of weird to do.
Speaking of,
and also every movie and show seems to be obsessed with doing multiverse now. Have you noticed that?
yes, they're just trying to suck up the teeth,
man. Nobody can be original anymore. That's the reason I'm so stoked about stuff like Dune. I mean, I know it's off of a book, but
And postponed, by the way. Did you see that stupid shit?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So
I told you. So you and I are big like movie. Gage is like a Dune fanatic.
Yeah.
Which he didn't mention on the show, but I'll have him bring it up next time he comes on. Like he's Dune obsessed. Books, like loves it. Mm-hmm. I sent him that picture and he was like, "Is there anything else you want to do to fuck up my day?"
Yeah, right.
Like, because I was like, dude, it was supposed to be November, this year, and it's already post production. It's done. Mm-hmm. Like the movie is done as far as I know.
I think they're doing like special effects. I think VFX is still going on,
but it's done.
But yeah, it's pretty much been shot.
And then,
but the thing is like they can't promote the movie either because of the strike. That's the reason why Blue Beetle basically bombed out because
actually, did you know the reviews are good for that?
Right.
I haven't seen it yet.
But the problem is right before it was going out, going to come out, is that's like prime time marketing right there. The last month before it opens, and the writer's strike happened, and part of that is that if you were if you're a SAG member, then you also couldn't promote the movies that you were in or whatever. And some people I think was able to get out of it, but they couldn't promote the movie. They had to stop promoting the movie. And so that's kind of big when they're going around doing those junkets and everything. That's the big press tours and everything. That's trying to drive people out that weekend to go watch that movie. And so it kind of killed Blue Beetle because of that. And so here's my first reaction whenever they announced the slate of movies that are getting delayed, and the last season of Stranger Things is not coming out to 2026 or some shit, and I'm like, the fuck.
I'm over it.
It's my first reaction immediately when I saw that was fuck them writers. Oh yeah, I didn't have anything nice to say. Fuck them. The whole thing is ridiculous. You're ruining for everybody. And this may be a take that people may not like, but the writer's strike, from what I've heard that they are worried about is AI taking over their jobs. Okay, and there's other things too. Is that they write something and then it goes to Netflix. Netflix buys it for however much, and then they run it on streamers, and they're not getting a cut of the streaming revenue, right? Okay, address that. But the other thing is that they're worried about AI taking their jobs. But I'm like, okay, I've messed around with ChatGPT and different AI systems and stuff before. I have too. If a fucking AI can take your job, you suck as a writer. Right. Yeah. Straight up. Okay. And also, you can't stop it. I'm sorry. It exists. People that are footing the money, the producers footing the money to make these IPs, these shows and movies and TV, whatever. They're going to do what's economically sound. And if AI can fill 80% of the writing, and you only just need to hire the best writers to do the last 20% or whatever, however that breaks down. To me, what AI is doing with that is exposing how mediocre most writers are. And you kind of suck already. And you're writing as shit. So where they're like, why would I pay you X amount of money for like a 5 out of 10 when I could just have an AI do the same thing for nothing?
And if we lose bad writers, there's been a lot of bad writing the past year.
Yeah, so that's number one. That's number one is like, well, maybe you need to do a little introspection and look at your own skill. And maybe there's too many fucking writers. Straight up. Maybe there's just too many pumping out bullshit.
Too many bad ones.
Too many bad ones pumping out crap. I'm sorry. Look around. There's so much stuff to watch, and one person cannot watch it all, and one person doesn't watch it all. They watch what suits them. But there's a lot of crap out there. There's so much crap.
Yep.
So if there's less stuff on TV and less stuff on streamers, and it just elevates and makes things better, and there's less crap, I'm all for it. So that's their case there. Number one, fuck them. I don't care. You suck. The other thing is that they want to have the streamers are playing it forever, and sometimes things pop off. Right? Here's an example: is Breaking Bad is now on streamers. Right? That was originally you had to watch network TV or had to watch cable TV.
Yeah.
What was it on? It was on AMC. Was it AMC? Yeah. It was on AMC, and so you had to watch it weekly or whatever. And that's a huge show. And then, of course, it's been off the air for a while. And now Netflix and other streamers, they end up getting it, paying the money in order to stream it on their platforms. It's a god awful amount of money, and then they get viewership for that. Okay, that's fine. Well, Aaron Paul, the one that plays Jesse in Breaking Bad,
weird.
He gets on there and he whines about. He says, "Yeah, you wouldn't know this, but I don't get paid a dime for it being on Netflix." I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Why would you?
Why would you?
You don't own the rights to it.
You don't own right. And he's whining about that.
How long ago?
So, first of all, Aaron Paul is a fucking whiny bitch. Anytime he's ever doing anything that's not in a movie and someone's just interviewing about something, he's whining about something. He's such a whiny bitch.
Make sure
had to add that in there.
Yeah, thank you.
So my thought about that was like, okay, well, write it into your contract next time. There is such a thing as royalties.
Yeah.
You get royalty, but you didn't write into your fucking contract. You didn't think ahead that maybe this show might pop off, and if it goes to a stream, like, I'm sorry. And also, I actually made this comment. I was like, okay, if I was a plumber and I go in and I get paid to construct the plumbing in an apartment building, I got paid for my services. I leave, right? And then 5 years from then, I come back and they have filled that apartment building. It is full, no vacancies. Every unit is filled with renters. And then I come back and I'm like, whoa, oh, I didn't know you're going to fill this up. Like this place is popping off. Everybody's trying to live here, and also the rent has gone up because it's a very popular place. And so, when I was building it, I thought the rent was only going to be like $1,000 a month. Now it's like $2,000 a month. Like, fuck, I want a piece of this. And then I go to the guy that put up the money, the landlord, and be like, hey man, I did the plumbing in there, right? And I don't get paid for any of this.
Every flush, I want $100.
Right. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Now, if I wanted to, in lieu of getting paid to construct the building, and I say, hey, I'll do the plumbing in there for free, but I'm going to get 2% of every of the rent from now until for the next 10 years or whatever. And okay, then that'd be my contract. So now I'm betting on that it's going to have high occupancy rate, right? And the rent is going to be a certain level, and also I'll negotiate it out, and I get my money. Like there's different ways to do different things, right? And that's all negotiable. But to come back after you got paid to do a job and you were satisfied with it at the time, but now it's gone to the people that actually own Breaking Bad, like Aaron Paul doesn't own that show. The people that actually own it, the studio, sold it to a streamer for them to put onto their streaming platforms for everybody to enjoy. And by the way, anybody that's ever watched Breaking Bad, like, it's a great show. Like, everyone's already aware of it and seen it. It's not like you're gaining new viewership anyway.
Right.
People are just rewatching it because they liked it. And then you expect to get a percentage from the streamers just because it's fucking 10 years later and they're just rerunning it? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And then people like that now are ruining it. for all of us.
And so that kind of shit, like it's illogical whining is all I'm hearing. There's no logic behind it. All I hear is just whining. And so because of that, I don't understand their plight. Their plight doesn't compute. It just, all I hear is whining. And what they're doing is delaying stuff that people are expecting and waiting and looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're delaying it. And also you're also pushing out, like most of these people, the Screen Actors Guild or whatever, the writer's strike, it also affects, everybody else that's involved in making the movie that aren't writers or actors. Which is a lot of people. More people are actually involved in the making of a show that are not related to those two fields. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
So, I have no sympathy for that writer strike. I think they need to fucking end it quick because
because what's crazy to me is the postponed dates on stuff.
It's crazy.
It jumps like 5 years. I'm like, so who came up with the dates? Like, we're just like, it's tentative. What? Like,
well, I guess it's just because
Dune's delayed a year. Stranger Things 5 is delayed, or 5, yes, it's delayed.
Well, I think it's because, say if you had a VFX studio and you're in post-production and you're trying to like complete it, these VFX companies, they all work on different things. And so there's a schedule. So if you're like there's people on a strike or whatever, then it just shifts, it fucks the whole schedule up. Right. And so that's the reason why shit gets delayed is because you have to allocate resources to do X, Y, and Z. And if something gets messed up, same thing. It's basically a supply chain kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this writer strike is a disruption in the supply chain. And so then it just fucks everything. Yeah, it just fucks the whole schedule, and everybody has to reorganize the schedule and have to redo contracts and blah, 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 blah. And it just ends up delaying stuff. Even stuff that's already basically shot and kind of done, the last piece was going to be simple to do, but now it's like, well, we could have done it in 6 weeks, but no, because now everything got fucked up, you got pushed to the back of the schedule or whatever. So it's wild.
I was really looking forward to
that right there. I feel like that should be known more. I don't know if enough people know that stuff has gotten delayed, especially like something like Stranger Things. That's super popular. Yeah. If people know it got delayed for years, they would not have any sympathy for the writer's strike.
No, I don't.
I know. That's where you lose people.
The only thing that helped me this month was that Sex Education's coming back on.
Right.
The final season, by the way.
Yeah.
I better get my heartfelt ending. That's all I can tell you.
That's when you lose people. And whenever you have celebrities that make millions of dollars and live in mansions, also down there picketing and protesting.
It's all
like when you see that visual and you look at that and you see, like Aaron Paul and his whiny ass, and you're like, wait, why is he protesting? He's not poor. What's going on? I'm spending $300 for a week of groceries, and you want me to have sympathy for you? Like, go fuck yourself.
Well, same thing whenever they come out. What chaps my ass is when you see the celebs, because Hollywood, everyone's dumb in Hollywood. We know that, but they'll come out like when a certain natural disaster happens, like give anything that you can and all that you can. I'm like, a month of your salary could actually fix most of that problem.
People ripped into Oprah's ass over that. Remember
The Rock
Dwayne
and Johnson and Oprah got shit canned.
They get on there and do a little video begging for donations for the victims of Maui, and I was
both of them are billionaires.
That's a good thing, donate to Maui if you want to. But for them to get on there and be like begging for donations, I'm like, you two are like some of the highest paid people on TV
ever. Oprah for sure, and The Rock was one of the highest paid celebrities in like the last 10 years.
Right. It's just like, I get what you're doing, but that's not a good look.
No.
If you really want to start this off, be like, I am pledging $1 million to Maui. Okay, then now I'm on board. But they didn't do that.
He's just going to write it off.
They just thought that they would, use their fame to get, me to spend $20 when they could, you know what I mean? It's just kind of scummy. And then also the fact that Oprah's owns a lot of that Maui land down there and none of her shit got burned. It's a little fucked up.
She got burned bad. They went hard to paint on them too. That was dumb for them to do that. That pairing was odd too.
Yeah, it's very well. I mean, she has a bunch of property down in Hawaiian.
Yeah, I found out later on that she had owned prop. I didn't know because first I was like, I've never seen you two together ever.
Yeah, it was very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, another thing they're doing now for I don't know if it was somebody. I came across this. I don't know if it was for Maui or it was for the Screen Actors, the writer's strike. But kind of semi-famous people are like selling their services to like raise money.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so apparently they're like like Adam Scott, he was in Parks and Rec. He was Amy Poehler's like husband in that show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know him.
He was what was his name?
He was Derek.
Derek
From
Step Brothers. Yeah. So like you can pay him like $2,500 to like walk your dog. Like that's his. It's like
Will they come,
on
the podcast?
Well, it's like Cameo.
Yeah, but
But they'll like do things. So if you spend enough money, which goes to donations, then they'll like do a service. It's like Cameo.
come on our podcast.
I'm not paying somebody $2,500.
Not that much, but however, like
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff is like because they're not going to like take a flight or whatever. It's like you have to be within where they live. You have to be in like the LA.
obviously they don't
New
care
York
about Maui
area or
that
some
much
shit.
if they don't want to fly out.
Right. So apparently that's like the latest thing that's happening. Or there was like there was another one that I saw that came across is like the cast of Bones will like video conference with you for like 10 minutes or some shit.
So it's like it's like a knockoff Cameo.
It's like Cameo, but like more than they'll like do stuff.
I wonder if Dua Lipa will.
Right. That's right. I was
She'll
like,
make out with you for like $1,000.
right. I'll give her like 10 grand and she can like clean my toilet or something.
Would you pay $10,000 for that?
Would I pay $10,000 to like hang out with Dua Lipa?
No, like to have her clean your bathroom, like you just described.
I mean, I really hate cleaning my bathroom, so probably.
I sent you that video of like Janet. Is it Janet? What was her name?
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Dude,
Fucking grind on that dude on stage
for like 15
so
minutes.
Anybody seen this video? It's like they strap this dude up on looks like it looked like a torture device. Like he's all like being crucified. Like he's on this
It was one of her tours. It was one of her concerts.
So he's like on this table thing, and he's like upright, like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And he's got his arms outstretched, like he's being crucified.
She's gyrating,
right?
on him.
And she climbs up on this contraption, and she's basically like dry humping this random dude on stage.
Yes,
and that dude looks like he's about to bust in his
losing
pants.
his mind.
He is exactly. The entire crowd melted away, and it's just him and Janet Jackson. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, and she's into it.
100%.
Well, I mean, I know she's a part of the show.
Yeah,
whatever.
she's like
But
putting
then
on performance.
when it goes like vertical, horizontal, I'm like,
Yes. Yeah, bro. And she's like crawling all over him, and they're like about to make out.
As soon as I saw it, actually, when we were messaging, I was like, Zach would pay for this for Dua Lipa.
100. I said that too. I was like, if Dua Lipa started doing that shit in her shows and she just pulls some random dude out of the crowd, I'm going to every fucking show and I'm going to make sure I get picked out.
Dude, I'd be so hyped for you. Yeah, like that.
Like,
do that for Maui.
Right. Right, exactly.
You want to raise money? You do shit like
Hell
Janet
yeah.
did back in the day.
You could build 6 Mauis.
You could build 6 Mauis. By God, everybody will come out of the woodworks.
Hell yes.
It'd be like if like Charlize Theron or like Sydney Sweeney was like, hey, donate whatever, everything we'll get. You go to like do a kissing booth or a lap dance.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Dude, Maui could be rebuilt in a week.
But like, $10,000 a pop and you can tit fuck Sydney Sweeney.
Actually advertise for the buy drinks.
Right. Scarlett Johansson will give
Stay
you a hand
hydrated.
job.
Yeah.
Right.
10,000 for a hand job.
Fuck it.
Dude.
Yeah, I tell you could like build a whole nother set of islands.
Like that $1 trillion project wall, we could build 2 of those in 6 months.
Hell yeah, right.
People were all sick. Are you kidding me?
100%.
Powerful, beautiful people doing
Hell yeah, dude.
grotesque things.
I take out a HELOC for that.
Shit, right now, I'll take a variable interest
I'd
rate.
put my house up for that shit.
Took out my 3rd mortgage this week. Yeah, that would.
Everybody has a 3rd mortgage these days.
Yeah, yeah, but what 19% even bargain with the guy. I just watched that a couple days ago. I love that movie. They don't make. We were actually discussing it at work. Like they don't make comedies like they used to, man. They just don't.
No, they don't.
Jennifer Lawrence's comedies on Amazon for rental. I'm told.
I'm
Kyle I want to rent it.
watch that. All right.
It got good reviews.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
B saw it. He said it was good.
Yeah. And Scott said that's what he told me. I think I've heard that movie and some others like I think comedy's coming back. And I tell you what, you listen to that Shane Gillis stand up, and I'm like, yeah, comedy's back. The stuff that he says.
Tom Segura's before that was good. We talking about his.
Yeah, but his wasn't.
Is this one better?
Yeah, this one's better.
Oh,
because
shit.
Well, it's better in the fact that he like he makes 9/11 jokes. He makes jokes that are like pro-Nazi it's funny though, but it's like he like skirts the line here of being
Is he
like
like Taj?
canceled. Like he right. Well, yeah, I don't know, but Taj was just shocking.
I like Taj.
But the stuff that he was saying was like, you just have to listen to it. Like, it's not that it was like super
watch
gross.
it tonight.
I don't think people. The thing is like, I don't think people are shocked. He's saying the unsayable in our current climate. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Like, like someone could make a joke about like baby rape, and like that's not as shocking as if you make the wrong political joke. You know what I mean?
Yes.
These days, like that's not shocking. Like I can even see in your face. Like I said the phrase baby rape, and you were like, okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not that shit is not edgy anymore. To just be the most gross and sexual as possible. It's if you say stuff that you're not supposed to say, like
throwing gays off a building,
like that
earlier,
right? That, or you say, if you start making jokes about like Black Lives Matter, BLM, or if you make jokes about trans people,
LMNOP group,
right? The alphabet soup of whatever the fuck, right? That if you make jokes about that, that's now you're in like cancel territory.
Yes.
But his stand up, and I've even noticed like some other comedians, they will make fun of anybody, and there's nobody's off limits.
That's the way it should be.
Right. And so I'm sensing that from a lot of these specials that are coming out, that people are like, okay, we're making fun of the LGBTQ
Hey,
people
Netflix
now.
don't mind.
We're making fun of those people, and they're no longer off limits. Like you've had your shielding, now it's guards down. We're going after you, right? So just like everybody else, you're not special.
I'm gonna watch it,
and so that's the sense that I got out of watching that. Was like, okay, comedy's back.
I'll be watching that tonight. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
I listened to Taj the other day, and he said some shit back in the day. Now, Kylie saw him live when we first met, and she's like, "It's awkward being in the room because no one is safe. No one is safe because he just when you mentioned the baby, the rape thing and all that, but he mentioned someone said." There's nothing funny about rape or something else. And he was like, I beg to differ.
Right.
He said, if you don't think you can find humor in any of that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, but the majority of the rest of us can find humor in it.
Yeah, dude.
Like he said that one thing that I almost swerved my truck. I couldn't stop laughing. He said, somebody said, well, one day you'll have a daughter maybe, and hopefully she'll get raped and you'll know how serious. And he says, oh, well, she'll have to survive the abortion first. And I was like, damn, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Like here's an example of like where he makes a joke about how he was like being gay. Like if you're being gay makes everything so much worse. And his example was he's like just imagine like Nazis, like they're pretty bad, but what if they were all gay, right? He's like gay Vikings. Like think about it, like. You're like in a village and you're like hanging out and you look over the horizon and you see in the ocean, you see ships coming. And you're like, oh shit, it's the Vikings. They're going to come and they're going to rape our daughters and our wives and pillage and burn everything. And then the Vikings like raise up like a pride flag and you're like, oh fuck, it's so much worse. Like rape me. Right?
I'm going to watch that.
So that's an example. I was like, yes, I laughed so hard when he said that.
It's so much worse.
Like, oh shit, so much worse.
Yeah, and I love his delivery. He's just like the dude next door. Like you like wave at her, like help you move.
Oh, he really leans in. He talks a lot about too, where he looks like he's mentally challenged. Like he has that Down syndrome look, and he even talks about how he actually has someone in his family that has Down syndrome. He's like, it almost got me. I had to dodge a little bit, but it kind of grazed me because he kind of has that look a little bit.
Theo Vaughn said he beat it.
right. So it's he really leans into that because he does. He looks like an average guy.
He looks slow,
and he knows what he looks like, and he says that too. He's like, I know what I look like. It's like I look like like I'm default Republican or whatever, right?
Oh, he did say that,
right?
He
good. Looks like that, right?
He's good. When he went to on Bustin' with the Boys, and then he went to the beer Olympics and did that thing, and he smoked that ketamine that first time, and he talks about what happened. I lost it. He said he couldn't. He said, "All right, guys, they pulled up to I may have told the story, but he pulled up to Zanies in Nashville.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, I can't move my legs. I can't walk. And he was like, what do you? I'll just be out here. I can't walk.
I should we really need to start going to Zany's more and seeing some shows. But I mean, we're going to see Nate Bargatze in
You do know that
October.
Taj is coming to the Ryman.
Ooh, sweet.
Kylo was looking up tickets the other day.
So we should do that. Do some more shows. But I'm definitely, if Shane Gillis is anywhere nearby, I'm going to go see him.
The Nate Bargatze thing, I done told RP, I was like, I'm going to meet that cat. I think I can make it happen.
Yeah, B said that he knows his sister.
I'm going to know him that night.
B, I know you're listening. I meant to ask you this, B. If you can hook me up with some meet and greet situation, then
if he can,
then do that.
I'm going to meet him. I will make it happen.
Think so?
Yes. Are you?
He's also a super clean comic. Like,
Dude,
he's not risque, but
from Nashville,
he's so funny.
He's going to be in a city where he doesn't know anybody, unless a few people. But like, I will find him and I'll be like, hey, come get a drink with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's been to Vegas before, and he's probably has a whole entourage.
I'm just saying, like, it's not like a heavy. It's not Kevin Hart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I'll get him.
Okay.
I'll spot him out. I have my business cards with me. I'll get it.
So I just pictured you being like, you're gonna meet him, like, hey, I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas before. This is my second time, so I kind of like know my way around.
Yeah. Hey, is this your first time here? Like, no. I'll be like, come on to our show.
Back in bumfuck Tennessee.
That's okay. He's
Actually,
from here.
He's nearby.
He's from here.
It's just a drive.
Yeah,
right.
he knows.
I'll send a car.
I'll drive.
I'll send a car to pick
It'll
him
be
up.
me.
It'll be you.
You'll send me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'll call me on the way.
This guy's going to talk your fucking ear off. So, hey, by the way, did you see that a friend of mine online advertised that shuttle company here in town? Mm-mm. Yeah, it's like $29 and they'll take you to the airport.
Oh, really?
Cheaper than Uber. Because apparently he got on Facebook, was like, hey, I need a ride. Is somebody going to Nashville? And I was. And I was going to be like, I love to talk and I'm going, but it was I was too late when I was going to go.
Yeah.
But I bet somebody commented and was like, hey, use this. They'll take you. So he was like, the next day he promoted and he was like, yeah, he said, I used them 3 times in a week. And he said, it's fucking awesome. It's $29, flat rate. They'll pick you up at the exit 11 at that little park and go.
Yeah,
and they'll take you to the airport in a van.
Nice.
And they'll drop you off. I thought we should probably do that. Instead of having to pay for parking.
Oh, yeah.
We could have them pick us up in a van.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I didn't know there was a shuttle from here to there. That's cool. Well, yeah, definitely do that. $30 is nothing.
We could carpool to that little thing and just $29 and somebody else is driving us.
Yeah. So you have to. We just have to park at the parking ride down there. That's it. They drop you off. Okay.
But there's you don't pay to park like you would. No, you don't pay at the parking. How much did we pay for that shit last time?
Parking ride's free.
Done.
Yeah, 100%.
I got to buy luggage. Do you have luggage?
Yeah, I got plenty.
Do you really? Yeah. Are you bringing like a bag or do you have roller luggage?
I travel, Josh. Of course, I have luggage.
Do you have the real ones, like the ones that are like $500 for the damn roller suitcases? Have you seen that shit?
I'm not an idiot.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I was at Kohl's today, and luggage is fucking expensive. Like those Samsonite, weird looking, the hard bags.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have like, mine's not a hard one. It's a soft. I have a very large one. Does have wheels, and then I have another one that's like more duffel bag like. That's very big too.
Oh, I have
different types.
Okay.
I usually carry if I'm going like when I went to Alaska, I packed both of those. Because I had, a bunch of shit. So, I also knew I'd need extra space because I was going to get some shit up while I was up there and bring it back. But
I have OGO as a sponsor, so I may order some luggage.
Okay, yeah, do that.
I don't have any. I have just a rucksack that I brought last time I went. But
that's all you need.
We're going for longer though.
Like a
2 days more. Well, that's 2 days more.
Okay,
we'll see. I was just curious if you own luggage. I feel like as an adult I should own some luggage.
And I got large luggage.
Yeah, because they were.
I'll let you borrow one because I'm not going to need both of them.
Yeah, they were half off at Kohl's today, but it was still $200.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't done that.
If it packed for me, I might do it.
No, right.
Actually, it's funny. My daughter wanted luggage for Christmas last year, so we got her. She got a suitcase, like a hard, small suitcase, like one of the Samsung. She has one. It's what she wanted. I want a suitcase, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I was like, travel for my job, I'd have something like fancy maybe.
Yeah, because they would pay for it. I would expense it.
Right. But yeah. What's big trips we have? We have Vegas, and then I think I have the cruise in next July. I
don't have anything. I have Loretta's, the trail ride on the 12th, and then we leave that weekend. I think are you taking that Friday off?
You talking about before we go to Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
No, probably not.
I think I'm going to.
Why?
just because I want to.
Okay.
Because who wants to be off on Thursday and go to work Friday and then leave? Like, it sucks.
Oh, you're already off Thursday?
Yeah, I did that this week. It was terrible.
Yeah, no. No, I'll probably just keep the day.
Okay.
I mean,
hey, do you want to record an episode in Vegas?
We can. I mean, we're going to be in Vegas when we normally record, so we either have to record before we go, or we're going to have to do it while we're down there.
Be kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I don't know. Having to haul all this stuff.
Well, we could separate it. So you could take that. I could take the mics, and we could just hold the mics.
Well, it's not about like weight or anything like that.
I'm not saying that. I just mean if you don't want to cram all that shit in one of your bags, we could separate all of it.
No, it's fine.
And set up and just set up one of the rooms.
No, that's fine.
And do one.
I don't know. We haven't really talked about it, but
I think it'd be fucking cool.
Well, I think it just might be. Honestly, we would be doing it like in the hotel room.
Yeah, I know, but it'd still be awesome to do it like live in Vegas.
Why?
I think it'd be cool because I've never done that.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose we could. I don't think
or not. It doesn't. I guess it's not a good idea.
It doesn't like add anything to the show, changing the location,
then we'll
especially
need to,
on a non-visual podcast.
Then we'll have to just do small, real interviews over there on phones.
Yeah, I guess we could.
And we'll put them on our Instagram.
Yeah, we could do that if you wanted to do that.
Or we'll do like those chicks do. The guys do. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm such and such. This is my first beer of the night." And they'll record 6 later. This is my 12th beer of the night, and they look fucking horrible.
Yeah,
we might do that. That'd be fun.
We could come up with something if you wanted to do something in Vegas for sure. But I think just recording the pod, I'd say we just record. I think it would probably be better to record after.
Oh, well, obviously.
We could talk about it, but so maybe just do the episode before and then do Vegas and then do the one afterwards. Then we could do some stuff in the middle while we're at Vegas, but maybe not like a full episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we wanted to do that, then I need to actually get some stuff to transport all this shit.
Besides the trips,
in my bag.
We have a few months for the rest and the left in the year. We need to get your tattoo done.
Yeah, I'm going to do it after Vegas.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with like the whole taking care of it while I'm in Vegas.
If you want to, Kyle is doing apprentice tattoos right now. He does a good job, but he can do either your idea or his idea, and you can get a small one if you don't want to get a massive one right away. But I did tell him, I was like, hey, some of my buddies really wanting to get one. He doesn't have one. I said, we need to get him in here. Right. So we could go, and I could get another one too. I'm going
to get a heart on my wrist.
We get them the same day. That would be awesome. I haven't broed out and got tattooed with somebody in years, man. Jacob and I were the last ones to do that.
Brandon said he would get one too.
Fuck. Let's go, man.
I don't know if he's fully committed.
We'll let him go first.
But you're right.
Yeah, because I'm not going to bitch out.
But he said he would. Because they said we should. I was like, fuck yeah, we'll do it together.
That's how we used to do it. When we first started getting tattooed, it was an event. It was me, Garrett, and Dad would all go. We'd go to dinner, have drinks afterwards. Everybody was there. Everybody would get something. It was like a fucking event. We did that for years that way. Yeah. And then everybody quit going but me. Yeah. So I led the charge, and I haven't anybody else jump on the train.
Let's add to it. Let's like we could ride bikes and then go get tattooed, then or go to dinner, then get tattooed, and then go to the strip club.
Oh, fuck. It'd be funny if Brandon like called in real quick and he was like, I'm in. I'm like, how are you listening?
Right. He could sense it.
He could sense it. His ears start burning.
It's like they're talking about strip clubs. I'm in.
Well, I would like to do another tattoo day like that, like back in the day. Okay. It's awesome. It was so much fun.
I've got to get off my ass and get a bike.
I won't be able to get one this year. I'll have to wait, dude. I'm on that.
I mean, it's about to start getting cold, and so
man.
I'm just like, is it worth it? So maybe I should just wait.
It's worth it.
I know it's always worth it. But like now or later.
Well, what's cool is having it now because you can squeeze in
because I'll have
not only that, depending on what kind of winter we have. That's true. I rode in the winter.
It's apparently supposed to be like fucking cold as shit.
It's supposed to be wet and nasty, and according to that bullshit almanac they talk about, which I've never seen that book, or if it is even a book, the Farmer's Almanac. What the fuck is that? Like a calendar?
Something.
What is that? They like read the corn. Shit. I don't know. They're like, what's it going to say this year? And it's like, well, this year we're going to predict that it's going to be cold and rainy. I'm like, yeah, it was last year and the year before.
I think it has something to do with, I guess, with like crop growth or something or whatever they can tell. Like it's going to be. I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Pick up some dust,
witchcraft.
Like, it looks like it's going to be cold. Same thing like groundhog bullshit. They grab that poor innocent animal out of the ground. They're like, "He saw us, he's scared to death." I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
3 more weeks.
3 more weeks.
And you're like, what? I don't even understand that anymore.
If it sees its shadow, depending. But like I saw one video clip where
What the
like,
fuck does its shadow have to do with like the temperature? It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Some guy, he looked like he was the dude from the Monopoly Man, grabs this groundhog by its neck, and he was like, "Oh!" They're like celebrating. I was like, "Are y'all going to put that on a biscuit?" The way they grabbed it, and they just put it back on the ground. Like the poor guy, yeah, no.
Well, it's like they like when the president pardons the turkey or whatever. I'm like, that's a fucking waste.
It's a stupid event.
It's the dumbest shit ever. Like, oh, he pardons the turkey, so we're not going to eat it. But like, its whole reason for existing is so that we can eat it.
Yeah, it's like those awkward ribbon cuttings that you see on TV. There's like 4 people show up, and they got those goofy ass cheap scissors,
giant fucking golden scissors,
and they're like, "And yay, and
we're open,
great,
cool." Or I like the ones that's when they break ground, and it's usually some fat fuck that's never been on a construction site ever, and they got a golden shovel, and they try to shove in the ground. It goes in like half an inch,
and you almost had to put like,
and they start sweating.
You almost had to put like little hand grooves on to like where to put your hands on the shovel,
right? And they're like, "Oh, my blisters,
shit." Yeah, it's the same thing when they show like those like medical staff like. They'll do like a film or you'll see like a little reel and it's like these beautiful nurses and doctors and I'm like, I've never had any of that.
Dude, it's the way of the world, man. People at the top that don't have any fucking clue what's going on, they didn't really help anything. They end up taking all the credit. It's just how it works.
That's fine.
That's the way it is.
Whatever.
Only the good people, they give credit where credit's due and they kind of like spread the credit around. But most people are assholes and they'll take it all for themselves.
So you know how like I try to be everybody's hype man?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of my claim to fame, whatever. I was told, we ride compliments. I was told that I was a sweet man by another man.
Gay?
Yeah. Like not sweet as in gay. Yeah. But he was just like, you're a sweet man. I was just like, that's nice of you to say that. I didn't know. I guess just from promoting and being, good to, I don't know.
That sounds, the way you said it as a dude, from a dude, that sounds like he was being facetious.
No, he meant it. His lingo is a little different. Like he's younger, so like his lingo is a little different. And he meant it in the context that I like always share everybody's stuff. Like when I go to the tattoo shop, like everyone there, I share everyone's stuff. Like even people that I don't know.
Okay.
So I told someone the other day, I was like, I think I even told Kyle, I was like, I can't help it. Like I just like doing it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I enjoy it.
Nice little humble brag there.
I had to get that in real quick so everybody thinks I'm just, what did someone say? I sounded egotistical. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
my negative. Right. Yeah, so I had to make sure that I'm not. So
yeah,
I had to get that plug.
Although that kind of made you sound a little more egotistical.
Did it?
A little bit. The humble brag.
Nah,
right.
It's fine. Fuck it.
Like I don't mean to brag, but I'm a really good person.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but I'm fucking nice. Like, start DMing your stuff and I'll shout you out.
Right. I'm like the best person that's ever lived.
Yeah, literally, I'm glowing right now. I have a halo on my head.
Right. I'm so humble. I'm the most humble.
Yeah, I'm so humble. I'm an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I've gone in the negative direction. I'm so humble.
I did pull somebody asked me to come help them move. Remember how you said you wouldn't? I brought you up the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, Gage called me and said, hey, I need some. I said, hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there.
Idiot.
And I got there and I said, funny thing, I said, Zach that you met, we did the show with, he said, fuck this. He's not doing shit for beer and pizza.
What did he say?
Of course he laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude, I just have a hard time saying no. And he was like, don't let people take advantage of you. I said, nah, I don't know enough. I said, my circle is so small that no one would. Like, I don't hang out with those kind of people that would do that.
Right.
But yeah, some people would. I said, plus, I told him, I was like, anybody the time you buy a truck, people immediately are like, he's got a truck, so he'll help.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They can't help it.
They can't help it.
But
that's what I'm saying.
I still will. If my friends call, I will be there to help move.
It's like there's a service for that. It's not that expensive.
I know, but
they do a good job.
Well, I do a great job too.
It'd be a lot faster.
Would it though?
And since you're paying them, you can't. They technically can't bitch. But your friends can bitch.
I chalk it up to a hangout day. I get to hang out with my friends.
Hang out after.
Yeah, but
like move after you moved in, because the thing is, you're gonna have a housewarming party already anyway.
It's fun just to hang out. Misery enjoys company.
I suppose.
So if you get to do stupid shit with your friends, you'll do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Even if it's moving furniture and it's awful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're inviting your friends over
to be miserable with you.
To be miserable with you, and there's a very good chance that you're gonna like risk your friendship because some words are gonna be exchanged whenever you can't get this fucking bed frame through the fucking hallway.
No, I haven't ever been that upset moving. I'm usually the one laughing at the end when the other person's bitching.
Right.
Why is this so fucking awkward?
I know. Well, it's like when we were moving that giant granite countertop.
Oh,
it's like all four of us standing there
pounds.
looking at it like, how the fuck were we supposed to do this? But the reason why it took us forever to do that? Because we're not professional movers.
Well, we got it out.
We didn't have the tools.
It was everybody taking out a corner.
We didn't have the tools, and we didn't have the know-how.
We just picked it up.
We just tried.
Well, that's when I called you. I was like, 4 of us. I told my dad, I was like, 4 of us can move this bitch.
Right.
Like, it was just very awkward, and the weight was it was heavy.
Yeah,
but it was. So I told Dad, I was like, man, I said, you and I can get this. So I pick up one side, and I was like, that's pretty heavy. Yeah. And then when we tried to move it, I was like, let me call some help just in case you drop your side, and then it's going to be bad. I was like, let me phone a friend.
The other thing about whenever you're like helping your friends move, or anybody move, and you're amateurs out there moving, is that every time without fail, there's been very few times, I think probably none, where I have shown up to help somebody move and like everything is packed. Never.
Oh,
there's always something that still needs to be packed.
So you know what you do?
And so you're standing there and you're like, I don't know where you're wanting this to go. Does it all go in the same box?
Yes.
And then you're just standing there looking at him like, how do you want? Are you going to do this? Or am I helping you do?
Yeah,
what's happening here?
Yeah.
And so you're just wasting time, and that's something that could have taken like a couple of hours, just moving boxes.
Yeah.
Now is an all day fucking event.
Well, I always tell people now, look, I said, I'll help, but I'm not packing boxes.
I'm moving boxes.
I'm moving heavy shit because I like to pick up heavy things. I'll help you do that. And I'll pick up boxes that are made. I am not packing the kitchen cabinets. I'm not packing the pantry. No. I'm not cleaning. I'm here to be the muscle of this group, and that's it. And then I'm out.
And I've been an offender of that as well. So that's what I'm saying. So, but I know that, so I don't expect anybody to like pack it for me, because anytime I'm like, I'll get that later. Don't fucking worry about it. Just move the heavy shit.
That's right.
So I've been the offender as well.
That's right.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's what I've done.
Is now, none of that shit. I'm hiring movers.
Yeah, I'm out.
Not doing any of that shit. Hire movers. I will do the same. The world will move on.
That's true. It will.
We can hang out afterwards.
Yeah, I'm still going to ask you to help me move.
Yeah, well,
and you'll probably still show up. You'll probably still show up. You're probably right. You're so full of shit. You'll be there. You'll bitch about it.
I will bitch.
But you'll be like, "Fuck, I'm all right." Or you'll probably be like, "What is it?" And I'm
because
I'm
I
moving
think
one couch.
I was the last one to move, so you did help me.
Of course, I did.
So it's like I feel obligated. So I don't know where the breakdown is, but we've helped each other move back and forth in the past. So I don't know who's helped each other move more. Who's got the one up? I don't know.
Well,
is it even?
If I had so much, like if we ever, God forbid, we ever move out of this house, like I will hire probably somebody just because it's the sheer amount of stuff.
Yeah.
And we always, you got to box all the little bullshit. Like, and that can be done later. If I got people coming to help, big, heavy things, awkward things need to be done first, and then they can go home. Like, I don't need you to do stupid shit.
The good thing about when I sell this house and move out of here is half of my shit that I moved last time is still in boxes. I never took it out.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I don't need it. It's just a bunch of old shit. And so I really just need to pack up, like, clothes and stuff that I use on a daily basis or whatever. And even the furniture, like, I'm probably actually just going to sell most of it and just buy all new whenever I go somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's probably what I'll end up doing. So there's not a whole lot that actually needs to be packed and moved here. But I live light.
That's all right.
I don't decorate. It's very, very bachelor-like in this place. Obviously, like this room right now has nothing on the walls.
I mean, at least it's painted.
0 things on the walls.
It's okay. You don't need a whole lot.
Bare beige walls.
I always wonder what my place would look like if I was like not married. Like what it would look like.
Probably look like this.
It'd probably be motocross posters.
Probably, yeah.
And
it would look like your garage.
It would look like my garage. Yeah, I do like my garage a lot. I got new stuff to put in my garage too. I got to put up.
Yeah, 100%. Which we need to explore video some more. We need to decide on that. We need to work on that this week or something.
Okay.
Because we started that, but we need to make moves.
I thought the videos, that little thing I made wasn't bad.
No, that was good.
That was not terrible.
Like actually.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I need to get I'll look into.
We need to get the setups for it, so we can start recording. But then we have to start thinking about the space. And actually, your garage actually probably makes better. We could probably do that up because it's a bigger area to work with.
The thing I'm running into now is I got 2 podcasts that are interested in collaborating with us.
Okay.
But I don't know how that collaboration is going to work.
We'll figure that out.
That's just because one of them is in California.
We can figure that out.
Yeah. And I'll get with them too, how they want it. Because theirs is videoed. They just did their 200 episode.
Okay.
So I'll figure out what they want to do. But
at the very least, we could Zoom.
That's what I was going to do. But I think it'd be a blast. They're cool.
Yeah.
Be a good time.
Okay. You're the PR wing of this operation.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to. Gage mentioned somebody else too that might want to come on. That's doing some new business stuff as well.
Okay.
So I'll get with that too, and I think he wants to come back on again.
I mean, especially when we get in the collaboration phase of this this enterprise, that we need to have like a fun like hangout space to do it in.
Yes.
Right.
A vibe.
Yeah. It needs to be. I think it needs to be a whole thing to where
do it in the garage.
Interesting. So I think if we need to dress up a room to where it's like a hangout spot that just has mics.
We'll use the garage. I've got bikes in there and all kind. You've been there. There's shit everywhere in there we could do.
We could figure that out.
All right.
Actually, I thought I had an idea the other day about utilizing green screens.
Oh fuck! That's cool.
You know what I mean? To where we could literally do the podcast anywhere, like on the moon.
Oh, that would be awesome. Or Mars with Elon. Right. That'd be cool.
I mean, it's a little corny.
It is, but it's funny.
I think it'd be funny. Right?
Or just wear ridiculous outfits
we could do the podcast inside someone's colon.
Or inside someone's shaft, like on on The Boys.
Right. Here we are in Dwayne Johnson's balls doing the podcast.
Donate your money here. Right. If you'd like to know more. So we got big things. We need to do that, collabs, get you inked up.
Right.
We need to do that.
So with the apprentice thing that he's doing, so he just does small.
It could be whatever you want. Like that one I just got done that I showed you. That's the size I got done that day. But
is that about the biggest he does right now?
Yeah, probably a little bigger too. But that's what people bring him. Like either he'll do an idea or you can bring your own. Okay. But I was just letting you know, like if you wanted one sooner than later, like not have to wait, like we could go get them.
When you say apprentice, I mean I don't want no scrub doing my first one.
He does good work. I'll show you his portfolio. I mean, I'm not gonna let somebody shitty tattoo me.
That's true.
Now I have a lot, so it'd be like
but it's like right. You have a lot where it's like not a big deal if it was a shitty one.
It is still a big deal if it's a shitty one. Like I don't want a shitty one, but I told him, but I sent him what I wanted, but I wanted his twist on it. Like I kind of give them the freedom that the 2 people have tattooed me in a decade. I was like, hey, here's what I want, and then kind of throw your own twist on it, like to make it yours. Okay. So,
well, then I'll have something. I will get tattooed before the end of 2023.
I will fucking be there. It's going to be incredible.
So, even if it's like just put a couple dashes on me, I'm getting inked.
It will actually be on the podcast. I will go live on Instagram that day.
Okay,
and talk to you while it's happening.
Right, so you can broadcast to the world me weeping while getting
not you tattooed. Weeping, you becoming a man. Okay. It's going to be incredible. It
hurts so bad.
Yeah,
it burns.
Yeah, it's going to hurt like shit. Yeah.
No, I'm doing that numbing shit. I don't give a fuck.
It's not bad.
You hear about like Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback? He went under anesthesia to do a 12-hour tattoo, and so everybody was calling him like a bitch or whatever, all this kind of stuff, and I'm like. It's 12 hours. Like he wanted it fucking done. He's also in the public eye and he has a rigorous schedule because he's an NFL quarterback. Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of time necessarily to go back multiple sessions. So he's like, he just wanted to get it done and he has the money to do that.
So I talked about,
I don't have any problem with that.
I don't care what anybody does with their tattoos. Like, no. The whole thing, that tattoo community, like people for some reason come out of the woodworks and they're like, the pain is a part of the process and you got to earn it. I'm like, dumb. First off, I have I probably have close to 40 done. And I'm like, I'm not part of a street gang. I didn't earn these. I paid for them. Like, did they all hurt? Like they all hurt. Yes. But now it's, I wouldn't say you get used to it, but it's like, I know what to expect.
Right. It's not like a rite of passage.
I carried a full conversation on it and set up from when I just got done. It's not a big deal. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, like the pain is a part of the process. But if someone was like, hey, And I've done the numbing creams just out of pure curiosity. I had the tube in my bathroom for a year. And I finally was like, I'm going to try this shit just because the curiosity finally got me. Does it work? It does work. I got 3 hours out of one session, and then I got 2 hours out of the other one, depending on placement, how long you left it on. And it does work.
Well, like you said, it can also allow you to sit there longer.
I didn't have some people say like the ink fades, it'll blister. I had no reactions to it. I had no issues with the healing of it. It didn't change a damn thing except you don't feel anything. So I'll do a little plug for them. Tattoo numbing cream, the original one. That's the one I use. It's $20 a bottle. It's worth it. I got almost 5 tattoos with it out of one bottle. Now, the only negative thing is if they put a stencil on and they use alcohol to wipe the stencil off, they have to misplace it, or if they have to redo it, it's going to wipe the numbing cream off. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But if it's placed correctly, it does work. Like Crunk just used it when he got his shoulder done. Like it works. It does work. But I've had no issues with ever any tattoos healing. Some people have had like allergic reactions. Yeah. So like test it first on your skin.
Yeah, but this is him going under anesthesia.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent. The anesthesia. I had talked to a friend of mine that where I go to the tattoo shop, and I asked him about it. He said, man, there's so much wrong with that. He said, because for one, he said skin has to react a certain way, he's been tattooing for like 20 years. There's certain things, but so long term, he said, I don't know how that tattoo would look because we don't see any pictures of it of long term. And you've got, 5 or 6 artists tattooing on you. Like, I don't know the quality of artists these people are. I don't know anything about it. So
what is it going on anesthesia have to do with that?
So he went into all this shit that I can't remember because I'm not trying to be a dick. Like it was all legit stuff, and I would have him on just to explain his perspective on it. But it would deter me from doing it, even if I had the money. I mean,
so if you're asleep and you're getting tattooed, you're obviously not going to feel it because you're under anesthesia.
Of course, you're not going to feel it.
You're under.
But your body, I don't know.
Like if you have to, but even if you have the numbing cream, like you said, you don't feel it. So what's the difference? Body reaction wise.
I told him I would still probably do it.
That doesn't make sense.
Just because I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to get because I would love to have a back piece, but I'm lazy.
Yeah, exactly. How would you like? Yeah, right. You go under and then you wake up and you have
done.
It's finished.
I would like to ask one of those people and see it. Like there's rumors that Post Malone did it. There was rumors that I would like to see what it looks like afterwards. How'd you feel? Like what was your pre-op?
Yeah.
Like what'd you have to do beforehand? I mean, I know they use real anesthesiologists, like there's studios that do it. So I'd like to see it. But yeah, I've seen it's been around a while.
Yeah.
But it's just now hitting, for some reason, social media, it's buzzing with it.
And most everybody's reaction to it, though, negative reactions to it have been like, you got to feel the pain.
Yes, I know.
I've never heard about anything being like, well, your tattoo is not going to last longer or something.
I don't, yeah. But the people that are like that, you'll look at them, they have like 4. I'm like, oh, have you really paid it forward?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You're a total badass now because you have 4.
Exactly. You really paid your dues.
You did your dues. Like, who gives a shit? The same people when everybody gets upset when they're like, people are starting to get their hands done first. And I'm like, fuck, I don't care anymore. Tattoos are so norm now. It's not even it's its own.
Right.
It's not a niche anymore. Everybody has
It's just normal.
It's normal to see.
If you want to stick out, have no tattoos.
That's exactly right. That's basically people get them on their face now. Like it's just not a thing anymore.
Oh, I know.
So it's changed a lot. Even the years I've been getting them done, it's different. Like I used to go to shops where you couldn't get your neck, hands, or face done unless you had a lot of work. Like you couldn't just walk in. Certain artists, and there's some ones that would. They'd be like, yeah, well, we're not doing your hands until you're heavily tattooed. Or they'd be like, hey, I'll do it, but I mean, it's kind of odd starting with your hand. But at this point, it's like, fuck, who cares? Just whatever you want. You're paying for it.
I mean, it's kind of good that you do that, saying this is your first tattoo and you want it on your fucking face.
You'd be surprised.
That ain't going to be me, bro. I'm not going to have you coming back, whatever. Go get some other tattoos somewhere else.
I love hand tattoos, but they make me nervous. And I have a lot, but it's just.
What is it about the hands?
Because for me, it's going to be shown at all times. It's going to be, I want to make sure that I pick the right thing. Plus, it's got to heal a certain way. It's got to sit a certain way on the hand. It's got to look, the hands make me nervous. I like the small ones on the hands.
Because you can at least wear a long sleeve shirt.
On the outside.
And you can cover everything.
Yeah, on the outside. I mean, I have one behind my ear that I can't hide. But
no.
I do, if I found the right thing, It's funny too that I told some bikers today in front of me to go ahead of me, and they were like waving, and his wife on the back was like this, and I was like, oh, I was like, look, I was like, me too, bro. Yeah,
put
it there, man. I was gonna show him pictures of my dirt bike. I ride too.
Right. What did somebody say when they first saw it? I was like, oh, is that for your boyfriend? So you can see it while he's.
Oh, that was my last name on my back, so they could know when I was getting fucked by a dude, apparently. And then, or so you don't forget your last name. Never heard that one. Yeah. And then that Hawaiian dude at the airport saw me in that whole, and then, oh, brother. I was like, I'm not Hawaiian at all. But, it's cool.
Yeah, clearly. Look at me.
Yeah, clearly. Like, I'm pale.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of, and you'll get to a point where you like forget some of the ones you have, like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Or my wife will remind me that I look like a skinhead or a Nazi, which is great.
Yeah.
Which I guess, I don't know which is worse, stolen valor or... I told her the other day, I was like, that's not a compliment someone called you. Like, do you know stolen valor is those assholes that, like, try to get the discount or pretend to... I don't pretend to do that. Like, I just got called that and it stuck because it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, dude. Some of those people... And the thing is, like, people that do that stolen valor stuff...
I would never do that.
They, like, wear the uniforms and stuff.
And claim to be in certain units.
The mistake that they always make, the stolen valor guys, the mistake that they always make is they fucking deck themselves out to where they'll
not subtle.
They're like, you know, in their mid-20s and they will put on a fucking medal, a ribbon that was like from the Vietnam War. And you're like, bro.
Oh, or they'll put
what are
SF.
you doing?
They'll put Rangers or SF. And
they'll mix rates.
And
then they'll put like you know, a fucking Purple Heart and then like a Navy Cross, and you're like, the fuck, like there's no way you, like, look at you.
Yeah.
There's no way you.
But they put themselves in the worst environment. They'll go to like a memorial event, and I'm like, there is going to be
where people know what
here,
the fuck that is.
and you're going to get called out.
It's never within regulation. They always fuck it up somehow.
Bad.
It's bad.
And they get called out, and it's like when they catch them petties. You seen that channel on Instagram where those guys go out and they like pose as a child, and then like catch these dudes and make them like call their wives and tell them what's going on, or they'll call the police. Like that one dude was looking for like a 12-year-old boy. He had to call his wife.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, we have the text messages here. Like, everything's printed out.
Actually, I was just thinking of one that there's another YouTube channel show, or I think they do some clips on Instagram too, but that's same format to where they encounter people in the wild and they shame them. They catch them in the act, so to speak, right? Same format, right, as that, except it's people that leave their shopping carts in the parking lot.
I have watched it, and those people are so fired up.
Dude.
I saw some old bitch the other day at the food line. She literally and she was the front row handicap spot, and my truck was in front of her. I got out of the gym, and I was like, I'm going to see how this goes. She unloaded her groceries, but fully capable, and pushes the cart onto the parking spot post that says handicap and puts it in and leaves it.
You know,
you lazy bitch.
I just had this observation. The juxtaposition of those two shows, they have the same exact format.
Yeah.
To where it's is that they are confronting offenders in real time in a public environment to where they both are doing something wrong. Right?
Yeah.
One's highly illegal, the other one's not illegal, but they're both wrong.
You're both assholes.
Right? They're both assholes. But I just had this thought. It's like whenever the person encounters somebody that's going to meet up with a 14-year-old for sex, they immediately go into full-on denial mode, and then they do get caught, and they're like, "Please don't call the cops. I'm so sorry. This is the one time. I'm never going to do." But they fess up, and they plead for forgiveness. The shopping cart people are ready to fucking murder them. They're like, no, like. Yeah. They're sticking to their guns. Yeah. Fuck you, and I'm leaving that cart.
Do you work here? No.
Exactly.
Fuck you. I don't work here.
So it's like the pedophiles are a lot more like ready to own up to it.
Take my hands, boss.
Right. The pedophiles are ready to own up to it. The shopping cart people, they will fucking go to their grave.
Yeah. I like when he slaps the magnets on their car and they get fucking pissed. Yeah. Like, how lazy are you?
I've just laid this out. Basically what I'm saying is that you're worse than a pedophile if you leave your fucking...
You're worse than...
Right. You say you're a piece of shit if you leave your cart.
That's our new thing now. If you leave your shopping cart out, you also like children, little boy. Like that's what it is.
Right.
And you probably wear flip flops.
Right. You're worse than somebody that likes little boys.
Yeah. Perfect.
You probably also wear flip flops.
You probably also wear flip flops while leaving your car out in the fucking parking lot. That's a great way to end the show, I think.
Yeah, let's end it there.
Shopping carts and pedophiles.
Woo! That's a title if I've ever heard one. Jesus. All right, well, thanks for listening to the show, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, comments, share 10,000 times.
10,000 friends.
10,000 times. Nobody's got 10,000 friends, Josh. But I want them to annoy all of their friends. Share it 1,000 times to 10 of your friends.
Okay, cool. We'll see. Road to 100. We'll figure it out.
Road to 100 in full effect. And, if you've got a service or product you would like to for us to plug on the show, first one's free. Just let us know.
First one's free.
First one's free, and then we'll charge. We do have a subscription. You can subscribe on Buzzsprout if you'd like to support the show. We are working on some more for that, so that we can have provide some extra content for followers, for subscribers, and that's still in the works. And of course, you've heard us talking about we're working on video and trying to put some more stuff out there for you guys than just the weekly podcast.
We kind of let everyone in on our behind the scenes
we do
stuff.
let them
we
in.
just kind of
and they know that we're just lazy, so right,
a little bit.
So their expectations are really fucking low, which is good for us. So if we
we
actually
really
perform,
surprise people, yeah,
exactly, then they're gonna be like, "Wow, this is awesome!" Right?
Yeah.
But so I like to keep underperform, or was it keep that expectations low? So performance is do a little bit; it goes a long way whenever the expectations are low. That's what she said.
I like that.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Peace.